Welcome to another episode of Dialogue with the Dukes. I'm your host, Bill Berger, and today's show is being brought to you by the Scent Depot located at 132 West Herrick. Today, everything is about cross country. And today, to my immediate left, we have Bella Waters, who is representing the girls team on the cross country for Wellington High School. And on my immediate right is Joe Fox. He is representing the boys on the team. So welcome to both of you. Before we actually start talking about cross country itself, and specifically this year, I want to go back to last year and read an excerpt of what a sports story came out about what happened with cross country last year. They said that the cross country team from Wellington was able to improve their participation numbers greatly this season. The Dukes fielded full teams for both the boys and the girls varsity for the first time in many years. Said last year's junior high champion, Joe Fox, to my immediate right, was plagued with injuries at the end of the season, but came through to finish in 6th place in the LCA. And the girls team were led by Bella Waters and Taylor Morris. And below are the area awards for the team last year. Now, Joe being in junior high school last year, there were no boys representatives. However, second team all LCA were Bella Waters and Taylor Morris, and second team all Lorraine County, again, Bella Waters and Taylor Morris. So congratulations, especially to you, Bella, for doing such a good job last year as a sophomore. So this year, we want to talk about more about what goes on during cross-country meets and things like that. So as I said, Joe Fox, he is a sophomore this year, and Bella is a junior. Joe participates in track, cross-country, and baseball, and Bella in cross-country and track. So my first question actually to both of you, we'll start with Joe. Why did you decide to run cross-country? Why did you decide to try out?
My friends said that they were going to sign up and I should sign up too. And so I'll just sign up and try it. Tried it. At first it was a little hard, but I got the hang of it and started liking it.
Did you feel, let me put it this way, were you surprised that you did so well, just as a freshman?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised where I'm at right now.
Yeah, fair enough. Again, same thing to ask you, Bella. Why did you decide to try out? Did it have anything to do with your sister Emily? And why cross country?
Well, honestly, I didn't join until my sophomore year, and that was because the team didn't have enough girls, and the girls that were already on the team, like Mallory Pickering and Estella Ole, were convincing me and Taylor to run because they needed girls.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, all right, I don't think I'm going to be good at this, but I'll try it. Honestly, I kind of resisted joining it because my sister was in it before. I didn't do it through junior high or anything like that. But I joined it and I loved it and I loved the team, so I'm glad I made that choice.
I guess I can ask the same question. Were you surprised that you did so well?
Yeah, that's for sure. I remember my very first cross country practice, we ran just 1 mile and that was a struggle. So to look at where I'm at today and to be able to get second team in conference, that just is shocking, yeah.
Well, I've never been to a cross-country meet here at Wellington High School. Most of the time I'm busy doing other sports, doing public address announcing and so on with other sports. So I want you to educate me, Bella. How are meets organized? How are they run? Is it boys and girls, just boys, just girls? How are they all organized?
Okay, so depending on the size of the meet, they'll do multiple races for divisions, which is Division 1, 2, and 3. But for every meet, it'll be a boys race and a girls race, high school and middle school.
Mm-hmm.
So usually there's never a specific order. They'll do either boys or girls first, and they'll do middle school boys, middle school girls, then high school boys and high school girls. They will have a starting line, and everything's usually starting in a field, just a plain field, end up running through woods just around the corner. It's kind of funny, honestly. But there will be spray paint on the ground for the starting line, and each team will have their own box spray paint on the ground, so you know specifically where to start. You could kind of consider it like the lines of a track, like that. And then throughout the course, because you're just running randomly outside, they'll again have spray paint around, and people that the school's hosting it will have people set up around the course telling you where to go. And there will be 2 golf carts or 4-wheelers. There'll be one at the start of the race leading the pack where to go, and there'll be one at the end of the race
Okay.
following the last person. And that last cart will pick up people if they're injured
Oh,
or
okay, yeah.
something like that happens. And then depending on the size of the meet, there will be awards that happen after every single race is completed. And typically they do like top 20 people get awards, just depends on the size.
Sure.
Mhm.
Approximately, how long is each course, or does it depend again on the meet?
Each
How many
course-
miles?
For high school,
Okay.
boys and girls, each course is 3.1 miles,
Okay.
which is 5 kilometers.
Okay.
And then for junior high, it's 2 miles exactly.
Mhm.
And then at some meets, we have the junior running club, Wellington has one, and at some meets they'll have just like a little fun run, which is
Okay.
only 1 mile. So,
Okay.
it just increases as you get older.
Well, Joe, I understand that Wellington has a brand new cross-country course. What kind is it? Where is it located? Is it hilly? Is it flat? You know, where is it actually located?
It is located behind the high school in like the woods, over behind like the soccer fields and stuff.
Okay.
And it's kind of hilly. We kind of run down and up a ravine or a valley, and it gets kind of tough running on those hills. But kind of the hills are up just in a small area, so
So it's not. So it's mostly flat. It's not hilly per se.
it's mostly flat, just a little bit.
But some very challenging hills, though. Huh? Yeah, exactly. Well, Bella, we know that this isn't like football. It isn't like baseball. We don't have any teams in the bleachers or anything like that. So this has got to be something that's done mentally, if nothing else. It's a very challenging mentally type situation. How do you challenge yourself mentally during the races?
Well, personally for me, you mentioned my sister earlier, so, my goal is kind of always to be like to reach her PR, so that's what motivates me, but, another aspect of it is you have a team that depends on you and you wanna be able to make your team proud, you wanna be able to make yourself proud. I think that's definitely the most difficult thing about cross country is that you are your only motivation. You could get a crappy time, and that's just on you, and there's nothing you can really do about it after the fact.
Mhm.
So it's just about how well you actually want to do for yourself.
Well, same kind of question to you, Joe, but a little bit different from the mental aspect of it, the focusing aspect of it. How do you focus on, maybe as we talked about, each mile as it goes by? It's got to be some kind of a challenge to focus yourself as the race continues. Explain how you do that.
I kind of look at it 1 mile at a time.
Okay.
And I don't know if I can say focus, but I just think, well, completed 1 mile so far, so I'll probably do 2. Get to the 2 mile mark, and figured since I've gone this far, I can finish it out.
Mhm.
And
Yeah. Well, and pacing's got to be extremely important too. You can't lose everything in the first mile, I assume.
yeah, you gotta.
Yeah, exactly. Bella, who's the coach? How does he motivate everybody? How does he prepare everybody?
So we have Coach Hook. He is actually Scotty's dad, another team member. Coach Hook is the best coach I've ever had. He motivates us in practice, kind of just like how I said, like you motivate yourself. He tells you like, well, you gotta do it. You gotta do it yourself. He makes sure you know that, like, you're the only one out there on that course. In practice, he actually runs alongside with us. I aspire to be that fit because he runs like 8 miles in practice when we're only running 3 because he runs back and forth. He runs alongside us. He corrects our form as we're running, which is a big part of cross country. You can't be all cramped up and you're not gonna make 3 miles like that. So he always is correcting us on our form, and he's really made this like a family. We're always having like team bonding dinners and stuff like that, and he's always like willing to host them. I think he really loves the team.
Good. Well, we know that cross country shoes that you wear are completely different from football cleats or baseball cleats or soccer shoes, you know, the soccer cleats and so on. What kind of shoes do you wear when you run cross country?
They're lightweight spikes, and so they're shoes, but instead of like football cleats or soccer cleats, they are like down to like just a piece of fabric around your feet, and like very supportive, like supports for your foot with like spikes sticking out the bottom of the shoe for grip.
Do you have different shoes for whether it's a hilly course or a flat course, or do you run in the same cleats all the time?
I run in the same like shoe itself, but I can change like the length of the spikes if I want to.
And what's that dependent upon?
Kind of like look at the weather the morning of.
Oh, okay.
Well, if it's rainy, you might want like longer ones for more grip.
Oh, okay.
If it's like flat and kind of like running on gravel, take shorter ones.
Okay.
Or like they won't let us wear anything longer than like a quarter-inch spike on like track.
Right.
So it just depends.
Just
on
depends.
the environment.
Well, when we come back after this message, we'll talk more about what's happened this year and specifically about what happened in the LC8 meet that took place last Saturday. This is Dialogue with the Dukes.
Scent Depot is the best place for you to find a variety of bath cosmetics such as bath bombs, sugar scrubs, bath salts, shower bombs, and quality soaps made from goat's milk. Candles and waxes can also be purchased from our store. We have a nice selection of lip balms, perfect for the winter season, and also a nice arrangement of gift baskets for loved ones or for coworkers. Scent Depot can be located at 181 Depot Street, Wellington, Ohio, 44090.
We are back. We hope that for all of your skincare, that you visit the Scent Depot, located at 132 West Herrick in downtown Wellington. We've been speaking with Bella Waters and Joe Fox about the cross-country team here at Wellington High School. Now we want to go into actually what's been going on this year. And before things took place here with cross-country, the athletic director, John Bowman, wrote down some ideas about what he thought was going to happen this year on both the girls' team and the boys' team. He started with the best runner for the boys, Joe Fox. He said he could be a top 10 runner in the LC8. He said Bella Waters is the top girl runner, that she's having, that she expect to have a great year and expect to place very high in several races and should be a top 10 place in the LC8. He also mentioned Taylor Morris expecting an excellent year, placing high as well. And then he didn't know it back then, but we had a ringer come in on the girls' team this year, that being Hope Duziak. He said that the teams could finish the best that they've ever had in quite a while, and I really don't know how we've placed previously, but that's what he said. And he also said expect Joe Fox and Bell Waters to have a lot of fun out there running cross country, and he expects at least, hopefully, both these two people and maybe more eventually qualify out of districts and go on. So that was what he was saying. Now let's talk about what really happened. Before we go on, I do want to have a shout out to all of the team members. Now, Belly, if you could read those off to me.
For our high school girls, we have senior Estella Oley, senior Hunter Legg, junior Taylor Morris, me, Bella Waters, junior Hope Duziak, sophomore Harper Fleming, and our high school boys include junior Scott Hook, junior Ethan Matheny, junior Ned Gott, junior Sam Smith, sophomore Jonas Stump, sophomore Joe Fox, sophomore Robert Barnes, sophomore Zach Barnes, and freshman Corbin Sayak. Our junior high girls include just Madeline Kohler, she's in 8th grade, and our junior high boys are 8th grader Max Hook, 8th grade Dakota Sayak, and 7th grader Nick Sword.
We've had a full team this year,
Yes,
haven't we?
we have.
Absolutely. Well, Joe, how many meets have we had this year, not including the LC8 last week and the districts this weekend? And you know, what kind of meets have they been as far as the districts and so on?
We've had 8 meets so far, and the meets have been pretty interesting. There's a lot of variety to the meets, just depending on where you are. Like, one week you could run in like a completely flat area, and then next week you run in like hills everywhere.
Which, just out of your curiosity, you like hills or flat better, or a combination?
I like a little bit of combination because like you can run up a hill, but then running down it is kind of fun.
Yeah,
Improve your times.
a lot easier. That's exactly right. Well, Bella, we had the LCA meet this past weekend. How'd the girls do as a team?
As a team, we placed 4th.
Okay, and same thing for you, Joe. How'd the boys do?
We placed 6th.
Okay, very good. Now, back to Bella. We had some individual placers this weekend in the LCA meet. Who were they and how'd they do?
So Hope Dudziak placed 10, and Taylor Morris placed 13, and then I placed 2nd.
That's fantastic for all 3 of those.
Yeah.
And Joe, how did you do?
I placed 7th in the conference.
Yeah, very good. Now, we know that we have the districts coming up this weekend, this Saturday. Where are they being held? And do you know what type of course? Have you ever run on that course before?
Yeah, so districts is being held at LCCC. We've run this course once previously this year, and we ran it twice last year. This course, a lot of people hate it. There is one really big hill, and it takes so much willpower to not walk up it. But so that's like the main part of the course. But we start in a field, and we go around like 2 loops. It's pretty flat except for that one part of the hill. It's not very wooded. It's mainly open in the field, so it's actually kind of nice because more people can cheer you on and see you more. But I would say overall, it's a pretty okay course. It's not everyone's favorite. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, Joe, if you're fortunate enough to place well in the districts, how do you qualify out of districts?
The top 16 boys that place in the district meet will move on, and then the top 20 girls will move on.
Okay. Okay. Just as putting a final touch on this, what does cross country look like for Wellington High School next year? Especially since look at all those names that you named off there.
So we have 2 seniors this year, and it's just 2 high school girls. So we'll be losing 2 members and gaining 1, our 8th grade girl.
Okay.
We'll be gaining 2 boys for the high school team, and we won't be losing any. So our high school boys team is going to be really large. We still will qualify as a team for the girls, but we really hope to recruit some more members. It would be really helpful. Junior high, not really sure what that looks like. We only have 1 member right now, and hopefully we'll gain some more in the upcoming year. Junior high boys, hopefully some more 7th graders will come up, and then we'll just have, so far we have 1 confirmed member for junior high boys, so it looks pretty good for the boys, but hopefully we'll gain some more girls.
Good, that's fantastic. Well, we'd like to thank both Bella Waters and Joe Fox for coming in and talking about cross country here at Wellington High School. But before we leave, you remember last week we had both the boys soccer team and the girls soccer team come in and talk about their season and about how it's been a challenge, needless to say, for both soccer teams this year. Well, we have some good news. For those of you who are unable to attend the sectional semifinals, the girls were on Saturday and the boys had their sectional semifinals yesterday. Both teams, both the girls and the boys, did a wonderful job, but it was extremely exciting. And as we talked about with Savannah Gundert, the tournaments are like a brand new season starting. Both teams were playing the Oberlin Phoenix, and the Oberlin Phoenix in the girls' game led almost the whole way until the very end, with like less than 7 minutes remaining in the contest, where we scored to tie it up, and then the girls scored again with less than 2 minutes remaining, in which they won. They were the sectional semifinals champions, and they will play this Wednesday at Norwayne. And the boys, they were in just horrible weather yesterday, if you can remember. It was very cold and very windy. At the end of regulation, it was tied 0-0, or I guess they call it 0-0 in soccer. But within the first half of the sudden death overtime, the Wellington High School boys were able to get a goal in the very edge of the goal mouth, and they came out as winners, and they were the sectional semifinal champions, and for the boys, beating the Oberlin Phoenix. The boys will play this Thursday at Kirtland. So again, congratulations to both the boys and the girls soccer team, and moving on in the tournament. We'll be back again very soon with another episode of Dialogue with the Dukes.